Um, this afternoon, friends, I'm going to talk about why communication fails, and I'm going to use my concept of the transparent tin. In this case, try to do some reading. Try as much as possible to do your research so that you get to know who your audience is, how they will react, and how you should. As I sum up, I urge all of us in our different contexts to make sure that all the elements are related in order to achieve their goal. And probably now you know why I keep a book bank. I read a lot and I read a variety. You remember in my previous videos, I talked about my book bank. And now, friends, the communication process looks like a joke. What I just demonstrated here looks like a joke, but it's a very, very, very serious issue in our lives. So many times we want to be very good creators of good messages that can appeal to our receivers, to our audiences, but they don't give us that kind of feedback that we expected. It's because. But then we also have some other objects. We have a knife here. We have this tin or table, and then this tin behind there, hidden. Here you can see some objects. There's this green bottle, transparent. This no color, transparent. This no color, transparent. Not transparent, transparent. That dotted line that you see on the communication process diagram shows that the barrier has not yet occurred, but there's a possibility that it can occur in case these elements of the communication process fail to coordinate. So this would be the dotted line on the communication process diagram, and then this is the receiver, remember, and then this is the decoding process for the receiver to understand and probably interpret the message. Well, this symbolizes the receiver of the message, or some people like to say the audience, and this bottle here symbolizes the decoding process, and this here symbolizes the channel or medium of communication, and then this bottle here symbolizes the encoding process. This symbolizes the sender or source of a message. This symbolizes the transparent way through of the message, and then this symbolizes the flashlight here is just for visual purposes to help us see, but the whole of this organizational arrangement is what we look at as the communication process. And now, this hidden object here, which you're seeing in color, will be the barrier to communication if the time comes and the elements don't coordinate. Remember, these elements have a special goal to achieve, which is to communicate. If any of them is interfered with, then the breakdown will come in. So then what should we do? Should we give up? No. We should try and ensure that all the elements that I just explained or described interrelate and interdepend. Now we get the tin, the colored tin, which has been hidden behind. Instead of the transparent tin that was here, whereby it was possible for the sender to know where the message was going and what was in there. Now let us remember these other objects that we haven't talked about. This now comes up as those barriers to communication. So it cuts through and makes the dotted line straight, and then voila. So, cutting the whole story short, this is the barrier to the communication process. So the communication process has broken down, meaning the intended message won't reach. I hope that it is simple logic that when the transparent tin was here, the sender could easily see what was this side. and could be able to decide how the message should be. Our encoding process involves the sender thinking. This is the sender thinking, feeling, and making a decision to design a message and send it. And this is our channel. And don't forget, this morning we are going to go back to where we stopped yesterday with our process, the communication process. We want to try and briefly understand why the communication process fails.